Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Radio Cthulhu. We would have more energy, but this is the second time we're recording this. No, we probably shouldn't have said that, but whatever, it is. But I just want to say thank you for playing. This is a new player, Melin. Welcome, everybody.
Hi, stoked to be here.
She is, even after that. Melin normally plays in my offline games, and now she's going to be playing in this. I'm very excited to have her, and I figured we just get right into it. Melin is on a drive right now from Los Angeles all the way to Las Vegas along Route 66. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character?
Well, her name is Delia Moon, and yeah, that's really her real name. Um, she lives in LA. She just turned 24, and basically, she's going to be the next big thing. She's really manifesting that for herself. So far, she's only been an extra in a commercial, but she's pretty sure that big things are about to happen. So, yeah, that's where she's at. She's on her way to her friend's bachelorette party.
Two things are obvious. She's going to be famous, and her parents were hippies. Am I right?
Yes.
So it's about 30 minutes past midnight at this point, and you're driving along the highway again. This is Route 66, and it's crazy looking at all the old stuff passing you by. And you got one of your favorite stations on right now. It's the Mort Dell Show, and they're talking about all kinds of weird stuff. And you got some funky music playing, and it's a fun little drive going on as you're headed off into the darkness. You're really the only car that you see. Every once in a while another car will come along or something, but generally speaking, you're the only car that's there, and that's a pretty cool thing. You're just sort of hanging out and listening on the radio, and as you're driving along in the darkness, it's actually a pretty cool, nice evening, and you roll the window down a little bit, and the air comes in, and that's when the show starts up. West of the Rockies, you're listening to the Mort Dell Show. Monsters wandering our streets, swimming through our waters. For centuries, sailors told tales of giant squids that attacked ships and carried them down into the waters. People assumed that these stories were just hokum. They were wrong. My next guest is coming out with a new book called American Monsters. He's going to talk to us a little bit about cryptids, he calls them. And later on in the program, I want people to call in and tell us your own stories. Have you experienced a monster? If you have, call in and tell us about it. And then it goes to a commercial. And as you're driving along in the darkness, suddenly, as you look in your rearview mirror, you can see that there is something behind you. It looks like it's some kind of like an animal that's running around. Do you want to roll spot hidden?
I absolutely do. 24.
Nice.
Definitely
So your
passes.
eyes kind of zoom in. You have a 65. So yeah, so your eyes kind of zoom in, and you're like, huh, that that looks like a coyote, because it's like on all fours and it's running. But as you kind of like are looking closer, you realize that's a person, and they're on all
No.
fours and they're naked.
No.
Roll
No.
sanity. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. 31.
So
I believe
your
that.
sanity.
55.
Your sanity 55. Yeah, not bad. So go ahead. So you're able to sustain what you're looking at right now, because you're like, okay, this is freaky, but basically there's a crazy guy behind me on the road running after me. So it's up to you what to do at this point.
I'm gonna drive faster away.
Okay. All right. Excellent. So at this point, go ahead and make a drive auto roll.
Oh, 83.
83, and I will also roll 66. So you're
Nice.
driving, and just as
On
you
Route
hit the
66.
gas, oh, that's a good point. I got 66 on 60. Well, it's not good news for you, but so you hit the gas, and you're like, oh shit. See, I got to censor myself. See, this car, this I need to take this car in for like a check. This should be going faster, but you're still like, okay, this should still be fast enough. That's just a person. But you watch as this guy starts to go faster and faster, and you're actually surprised that he is starting to catch up with your vehicle. This is freaking you out a little bit more. At this point, roll sanity again.
Ooh. All right. 74. Yeah. Got me the second time. Had him in the first half.
Exactly. Go ahead and roll a d6.
Of course it's a 6. Maximum
So-
carnage.
So you watch as this human, naked human, I might add, is running as fast as your car is able to drive. And this is incredibly frightening for you. I mean, this is like one of the craziest things you've ever seen in your life. So as you're starting to watch this, you start to think to yourself, this is nuts. This is nuts. And you start to lose control of the car. Roll drive auto now.
50. That passes.
Just enough. Just good enough. She's got a 50, ladies and gentlemen. So she's able to stop. And you just avoid running into this old couple that's out by the side of the road looking for a ride. You almost hit them, and you go, and you're like, why were you even there?
In the middle of the night?
Yes. And you look back and you see that their car broke down, and they were like, just there by the side of the road. And you think to yourself that you'd like to stay and help them, but you've got a bit of a situation on your hands. And as you look back, you can see they see the guy running, and they go, and they just freak the hell out.
I'm like, jump in the car! Like, scream at them.
You scream that at them, but like you're still driving, so they're just like,
Oh, I thought I'd screeched to a halt so I didn't hit them.
No, you scream.
Oh.
You like avoid. You swerve. I should have said you swerved. Sorry.
Oh, got it. Okay. I'll call 911. Get in your car.
So they jump inside their car and close the door when you do that. But you see the guy is still behind you. He's still running after you. So let's do this. Oh, good.
Like, he didn't get distracted by them. They're still after me.
No, it looks like he's still going.
Okay.
So at this point, unless you want to try something else, we'll do that roll again. You roll drive auto, and he rolls Constitution.
Can I try to call the police while I'm driving?
Oh yeah, I mean you got a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so go ahead and pull out your cell phone, and you do this. And so this is difficult to do while you're driving, but as long as you do this quickly. So go ahead, ring, ring, ring. Hello, this is the California State Police.
Hi. Excuse me. There's some kind of freaking creep out here on Route 66. I swear he can drive. No, he can't drive. He runs. He can run as fast as my car. Okay. Do you understand? I need you to send like the National Guard, the Army, the Marines, the Navy SEALs.
Ma'am, where exactly are you?
I'm on Route 66.
Roll intelligence.
Oh, 21. I think that passes.
Unless your character's like,
yeah.
No, it passes. Unless they had like an accident. Okay, yeah. All right. So so you're as a child. So your character thinks about it, and they're like, oh, okay. And they see you're passing by this little town, and you remember from you because you've been this way multiple times. You're like, this is Amboy. I know this area. This is Amboy. It's still in California. And so you tell them I'm an Amboy. And again, it's like, and what again is the nature of the disturbance, ma'am?
I'm being attacked by a naked man.
by a naked man. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't. He's hit. I'm sorry. You're in your car. He's inside of your car, ma'am.
He's next to my car and he's scaring me. I don't feel safe. Will you please just help me?
You should drive away, ma'am.
I'm trying, but my POS old car can't go very fast. So I'm
I'm
doing my
sorry.
best here.
I'm sorry. Like this is a female police officer, and you can tell she's like, not that that matters, but you can tell that she's confused by the phone call. She's like not getting what you're saying because she's like, so the car doesn't work. The car can't go more than like 5 miles an hour.
She's like, okay, and then wait. So she's gonna start acting and she's gonna start screaming and saying, "Car!"
Okay, all right.
And
I
I
don't know if
did
it cut
put
out.
points into acting.
I don't know if it cut out on both ends, but I didn't hear that when you yelled that. Say that again.
Oh, she decides that she's gonna start acting because this lady's not hearing her, and so she starts screaming and screams, "Oh my God, he's getting in the car!" And
Okay,
like, um,
roll performance or persuade or charm, I
um,
guess. Like whatever you have that would fit that.
I don't know what's higher, acting or persuade, and it doesn't matter. I got a 78.
And you're sure that they're both like not as good as that, right?
I mean, there was a 75 skill cap, so I don't know how they would be.
That's a very good point. I always, and I want to make this clear, I always use 75% skill cap. So she's right about that. Uh yeah. Oh, what were you rolling for again? Sorry.
I was acting like
Right.
the
So she
naked guy
goes,
was breaking into my car to
yes,
get her
yes,
to
yes.
like
Of
pay
course, I
attention to me.
remember. That was a test. I know what you were saying. So
Yeah.
she goes, ma'am, look, we get a lot of prank calls, and we don't really appreciate it because this is a very serious job. Okay. And I will have a car look for you, but frankly, I don't appreciate this. And she just hangs up on you.
She gets mad and like throws her phone down on the seat and she's like, I'm seriously gonna put my foot up your butt, Karen. And then she's
Right,
all
right.
just like grumpy, but also
And
scared.
and you
Can
look
she still
back,
see the scary naked person?
no, roll spot
Oh,
hidden.
oh, I don't like that either. I don't like that either at all. Ugh, 93.
If you look all the way around, you can't see it. You're like, okay, uh, he's either gone or you know what I mean? I don't know. You're not really sure what's going on at this point. Roll luck.
28.
Your luck is 25, which
What
is
a auspicious roll indeed.
which is like, God, that's such shit luck.
Wait, I thought
I oh,
I got it. Oh, my luck. You mean my overall luck is low?
your luck score is 25.
Yeah, but I.
Yeah.
Oh, why did I? I thought I rolled a 24. My bad.
You got
Nope.
28, did you?
Yeah, so I did not indeed get lucky.
Yeah. I'm not trying to crap on you for the luck score. I just was like, whoa, that's low. Your character must have had a very difficult life. No doubt the reason why she wants to get into acting and stuff. And frankly, I'm rooting for her, but that's not going to save you if you die. Anyway, so uh you you you're just as you're suddenly like looking around, you feel something ram into the side of the car and it starts to shake. Roll dex.
Huh. 79. Ooh, it's not looking good for Delia.
It's not looking great for Delia, but I will let you push it if you want. You of course know Melin as a veteran gamer of this. You know what it would be to push a roll, so it's up to you.
And I was rolling dex on that one, right?
Yes, and your dex is what, 75?
It's definitely better than anything else I was going to propose. So,
Your dex is 75. You have a much better chance of succeeding at
yep.
that than not succeeding.
Let's send it. 33.
33.
Oh.
That's how old Jesus was when he was crucified. Okay, so you're able to catch the steering wheel it would have like knocked you to the side, but you're able to catch it. And as you do that, you catch in your rearview mirror sight of police lights. And you're like, oh, thank God. And like pretty soon the cop pulls up and he gives you the lights as if to be like, pull over. Do you pull over or no?
Can I tell, like, is this thing like on my car or
You
anything?
look around and you don't see it.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna pull over.
So you pull over, the cop pulls over behind you and he gets out. And it's this big guy with sunglasses. And he's just like, ma'am, I believe you called dispatch.
Yes, yes, please. Like, she's like, look at the side of my car. I swear, it just ran into my car. I'm not lying. Please, you have to help me. You have
So
to.
he gets down on his kind of squats down and he takes a look at the side of your car door. And he can see that yes, it was actually hit by something. And he's like, did you accidentally run into like a deer or something like that?
No, I'm telling you, this creep ran into me. I don't know how they did it, but I swear it wasn't me.
Well,
Look,
ma'am,
I haven't even been drinking. You can test me. Look, I could do the nose tappies. If you give me enough time, I could do the alphabet
that's fine.
backwards.
That's fine, ma'am. That's fine. Listen, we got a lot to do tonight. I'm gonna let you go on your way. Where are you
No, no,
headed?
no, no.
No,
Please, officer.
what do you want me to do?
Could I just go with you? Or could you go with me to Vegas, possibly?
He just laughs and he's like, ma'am, I would love to go to Vegas, but that's not gonna happen.
Please. I'm so scared, officer.
So you're gonna have to do you have what is your communication skill roll? Do
I
you have
believe I
like
have
charm?
persuade.
Persuade. Okay,
Yes.
so you're gonna have to roll, and I'm not crapping on you here. I'm telling you,
Oh,
you're gonna
I
have to
know.
get a 5 or lower in order to get him to because this is a
Mm.
police officer.
What about
I understand people when people look at cops these days, but like he needs the job. I'm assuming it's paying his bills and
um
whatnot.
um yeah, and I'm not famous yet, so
You're not famous
have a
yet.
I don't have a rich older boyfriend to pay him for me.
Not yet.
Um all right, well, um what what do you think I should do, officer?
So he thinks about it for a second. He takes a look around. He's like, "You're headed to Las Vegas, ma'am?"
Yeah, yes, sir.
Takes a look at the time. It's 1 o'clock. He says, "Ma'am, you're legally allowed to go 65 on this highway, but in all honesty, the type of car you have, I'd give you 90. Go ahead, shoot it. Try to get there as fast as you can. Honestly, there's no other place you can really stay right now. There's no hotels along this way if that's what you want."
Uh, what if my car can't go 90, officer?
He takes a look at your car for a second and he's like, "Looks pretty good to me. What's the problem?"
I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. I tried to go faster earlier. Not speeding, of course, but I tried to go a little faster earlier and couldn't cap 60.
Go ahead and once again, if you want to do persuade, you can do that, but roll something like that. Charm.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll persuasion to try to convince him. Honestly, officer, if you can't, escort me anywhere and there's nowhere to stay, the least you could do is try to help me at least get my car going so I can make it there safely.
Go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead. Roll.
69.
What is your persuade or
My persuade is 60. Darn it.
would you like to push it?
Yeah, why not? It's my last chance with this gentleman. 60.
You got 60?
Yeah.
What's your persuade?
60.
Yay! Okay. So
Woo.
So he takes a look around as if to see if someone's watching him, and he looks over at the cam, the camera on his hood. What do they call it? I can't believe I'm forgetting the name, but you know what I mean. The front camera on the vehicle. So
Like his
he
dash cam?
dash cam. Thank you. So he heads over. I don't remember words. So then he heads over to the vehicle, and he pulls something out, and he walks over to you, and he gets so that like the camera can't see what he's doing, and he hands you a gun. You look down, and it's a revolver, and he's like, "Ma'am, you got to keep yourself safe. All right, you can take this. Just don't let anyone know I gave it to you." And he gives you a tip of the hat, and then he takes off.
Right. Cool. She kind of like gingerly picks it up and like kind of isn't even sure where exactly to put it down. So she
Right.
ends up putting it in like the place where trash goes in the car door.
Okay, yeah, the
Like
little
like
side
she
thing.
scoots some trash over to make a little nest for it in the car door.
That's what that's for. That's not for cups. So you put the gun in there, and you're just gonna keep going.
Um, she's gonna double check that all the doors are locked in the car,
Okay.
and then she's gonna try to accelerate and ideally floor it and get out of there.
All right. So you just yeah, there's nobody in your way, and you don't see anybody around. So you just floor it. You just go as fast as you can, and you head down the road. And yeah, in order to keep yourself, kind of company, you turn the radio back on, and that's when you hear it. We're back with my guest talking about monsters. Tell me, George, what's your favorite cryptid? Well, I have to say, Mort, I think my favorite is probably the Frogman of Michigan, especially because, really, if you look into him, he's not a monster so much as a misunderstood hero. Hmm. Mm. Yes. And tell me, how do you kill the Frogman? Well, you could just pretty much shoot him anywhere you want to. He's a frog, but he's big. But again, I would say you probably shouldn't do that. But let's say that I wanted to do that. Yeah, like I said, you could just sort of shoot him somewhere like that. But yeah, again, there are lots of these creatures like this. One of my favorite one is the giant mosquito of Maine. It actually looks like a bear, which is weird for a mosquito. Yeah. So you're trying to like keep yourself calm, listening to the stereo, to the radio, and as you're doing that, you look to the side of the road just for a second as you're driving, and you see a guy standing on the side of the road with his thumb out, clearly trying to get a ride. And as he's doing that, he's got like a big bolero hat on, one of those cowboy hats, and a big jacket. And as the light suddenly hits his face, you can see that his head is a coyote head. Roll sanity.
Ah, 64. Ah, it fails.
So go ahead and once again roll a d6, Melon.
Oh yeah, and my sanity was down to already 49.
Right.
Another D6. Ouch. But I'm still kicking. 44 sanity.
Okay. Wait, how much did you lose?
5.
5. Okay. So yeah, you're really freaked out. Roll drive auto right now.
Okay. Ah, and 69, which does
69
not pass.
does not pass. So suddenly like you're like uncontrollable, and you're trying to keep control of it, of the steering wheel. You just swerve, and you run off the road, and you run immediately into like a little hill of dirt, and you smack it, and the car stops, and you run into the car. Go ahead and roll a d4.
2.
You lose 2 HP, and you're bleeding from your nose now. You hit your head on the steering wheel. You don't think you have a concussion because there's no like mental thing. You can see clearly and all that. but you're missing 2 HP and you're on the side of the road right now. And you look over to where the guy was, and he's still standing there with his thumb out. And he looks over at you, and you can see he's slowly starting to walk toward you.
Can I turn? Does the car turn back on or work at all, or is it ruined? Total.
So you start to try to do it, and you're like, okay, you're gonna have to back up, right? And get going. It seems like you might be able to do it. Again, roll drive auto.
72.
It's not working. It's stuck. It's stuck. And this guy is walking closer and closer. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Panic. She's gonna grab the revolver, and then what is she gonna do?
He's getting closer.
She's gonna open the door and like aim at it and yell, "Stop right there! I'll shoot you. I will."
So you're trying to intimidate him?
I'm
are you gonna shoot him?
To negotiate.
Unless you gave yourself a negotiate skill, that sounds like an intimidation roll.
Right?
Are you trying to persuade him?
Yeah.
then so you don't use the gun. You have your hand on the gun, so it's ready. But instead, you roll down the window and you talk out the window. What do you say?
I think there's just been a misunderstanding. Please, I need help. Can you help me?
Roll. You saw my cat just now.
Panicked. 85. Oh, girl.
So suddenly the guy stops walking, and he's like in silhouette right now. You can't see the face or anything, and you just hear him talking, and he says, "You need help?"
Yeah, I'm scared. There was some kind of naked guy chasing me, and then there was a cop, and he wasn't helpful, and then now my car just crashed. I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to get to Vegas for my best friend's bachelorette. Please don't you want to be the savior of a bachelorette party?
So he goes, "So you need help, and you're here all alone.
Oh.
So you're helpless." And then he moves his head up into the light, and you can see this guy. He looks like a really filthy dude with a big beard, and he gives you a big grin. And as he does, his face starts to change into a coyote head. Now, at this point, you've seen this a few times, so you don't need to roll sanity, but you gotta roll something.
Well, I guess she'll start by trying to shoot him.
Let's see it. Roll firearms.
But if that doesn't work, she can at least hit him with the gun.
Her firearm skill is 20, so...
Yeah, and I got a 93. She is just panicked. She forgot her Xanax at home. She doesn't know what she's doing. She needs an inhaler.
You shoot past him, and it kind of distracts him for a second, just the bullet going past him. Do you want to try anything else?
I want to rush him and smack him, like pistol whip him in the face.
Okay, this would be fighting brawl.
Okay.
So, and then he is also... Oh my god, you got a 10? Let's see.
Woo! That's a hard pass.
5. So you jump on top of this guy with the gun, and before he has a chance to do anything, you were just wailing on his nose just as much as you can, right on his face. You're just and you get him to the ground, and he is bleeding profusely from his face, and you can feel him like shaking whenever you hit him. You can tell it's not good. Like he's getting really messed up by what you're doing. And finally you look down at the guy and you're like, okay, it looks like he's either dead or knocked out. And as you look down at him, he starts to go and he's like coughing up blood. What do you
It's
want
what
to
you get.
do?
Um, um, is he like for sure down for the count, or am I suspicious? Trying to see if I have anything that I could tell.
um, he is. I mean, he's coughing up blood, so he's not dead, but he's on the ground. He's on his back. So if you want to try something else, you can, or if you want to try to leave, you can. These are all options.
Um, I want to look in my car for something to tie him up with.
Okay, roll spot hidden.
68.
I'm
My spot
afraid
hidden.
that's not quite a pass. So you didn't bring any sort of like rope with you in the car. And as you look back, you can see that he's starting to slowly move.
Um, I'm and my car wouldn't turn on, right?
You can try it again.
Um, uh, yeah.
You don't
Uh,
have to roll for it. You don't have to roll for it. You'll just have to roll if something is in the way of your car.
um, can I? Yeah, let's see if the car turns on.
So you try it. It's on.
All right, I'm gonna try to back out of there in GTFO.
So you try really carefully because he's on the ground, so you don't have to rush it. So you slowly do this and you take off. And as you take off, you can see that he starts to just lean up and get up and he stares at you as you're driving off. Now, at this point, do you want to try to go fast or are you gonna try to take it easy? What's your technique here?
I'm gonna go fast for
So
sure.
you take off as fast as you can. Go ahead and roll drive auto.
20.
So you successful. You are able to maintain your speed and course, and you do really, really well. And as you're driving along, you're once again listening to the show, and Art Bell is talking about something weird thing, some fish guy, and it's kind of giving you a little bit of relaxation. But you're thinking like, isn't this weird? You know, running into this weird stuff tonight. And does your character like believe what she's seen is real, or does she think that she's on drugs, or like what is her interpretation?
She's not entirely sure yet. She needs to check with her horoscope and Cosmo and possibly her psychic to
Right,
to really process what just
right.
happened.
And
But she's not writing it off.
as she's thinking about that, she once again looks in the review mirror and she sees it again. The naked man is running after her again. This time he's bleeding from his forehead, but he is still running as fast as he can. Now, at this point, do you have any specific thing you would like to try, or do you just want to go for the chase again?
I want to try to I don't know, hit him with the car. More
All right, but
damage. I knew I should have popped him in the face
he's behind you, so do you just stop?
and reverse. That or drift Yui.
What do you
Whatever
want
you
to
think.
do?
What is there space for? How many lanes on this highway? Two? So it's 60.
Yeah, it's just a 2-lane blacktop, yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess she's just going to stop and then try to back up and go full speed into it.
Okay, so you do that. You go. Go ahead. Roll drive auto.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my God.
Oh my god, you got a 99. So, because this is toward the end of the game, I'll allow you to push it.
Three. Oh, what an
Oh
emotional
my
roller coaster.
god, ladies and gentlemen, she got a 99. She pushed it. She put everything on the line, and she got a 3. So you almost flip the car, but you manage to sustain it, and you drive back. You drive back, and you drive really like as far as you can, as hard as you can, boom, and you slam into this guy, and he flies back across the highway, and he just hits the ground, smacks, and it looks really violent. He's just tumbling and tumbling. And go ahead and roll luck at this point.
Cool. 5. Finally, I saved all my luck for the end.
You're still looking forward at this guy, and he's not moving.
Yes.
You watch as slowly he starts to like fall apart. You're like, oh my God, thank God. You pull the car around, and you start to drive towards Vegas.
Great.
As you're go ahead.
Oh, you go first.
Oh no, go ahead. Say what you're going to say first.
I was just gonna ask if she could put on that one song from Fast and the Furious as she drives off.
She does, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. So she's driving, listen to that song, and she's listening to the music. If she'd been listening to the radio, which is on in a nearby car, someone else is driving, you kind of go past them. The Mortdell show is still on, and we as the audience can hear it. And he starts to talk, and the guest is talking about, oh yes, that's right, Mort, the Skinwalker. It's a horrible creature. It can turn into animals. It's a terrible sorcerer, sort of. Yes. How do you kill it? Oh well, you have to use white ash. Yes, from the ash trees, and to lace a weapon in the white ash and kill him with that. That is the only way. Fascinating.
And as you're driving vehicular away, manslaughter didn't cut it.
As you're driving away, you rolled 5 in luck. As you're driving away, the white kind of powdery substance blows off the front of your hood, and you realize that the trees around you, as you've driven along the highway, have gotten their mess all over your hood. And you just think, I need to get this car washed.
Yes, he lives.
And you survived, and no doubt had a fantastic bachelorette party.
Woo! Party. Nobody
Congratulations.
Needs to drink in Vegas more than that girl.
Dude, no, you're walking around with a Long Island iced tea. Let me tell you.
Yeah, a foot long one.
Yes.